the mini-submersible Titan.
The Titan submersible.
The Titan sub disaster.
Submersible Titan,
the missing sub.
Continues to be one of the most difficult rescue missions in history. On Sunday, a tourist submarine with 5 people on board went missing during a dive to the wreckage of the Titanic.
OceanGate, the herald of deep-sea exploration, sought to pierce the ocean's veil with their Titan submersible. A vessel designed to conquer depths, it was the embodiment of human ambition. But on June 18, 2023, the abyss stared back. The Titan imploded, swallowed by the very depths it sought to explore. What happened in those dark waters? Join us as we navigate through waves of intrigue, courage, and revelation. This is not just a dive. It's an odyssey into the heart of the ocean's enigma. The depths are calling. Will you answer? Before we unravel the events of that fateful day, let's take a step back to understand the origins of OceanGate and the vision behind the Titan submersible. OceanGate, based in Everett, Washington, is an American privately owned company that specializes in providing crewed submersibles for tourism, industry, research, and exploration. The company was founded in 2009 by Stockton Rush and Guillermo Sonline. Initially, OceanGate acquired a submersible vessel named Antipodes and later built 2 of its own submersibles, Cyclops 1 and Titan. At the helm of OceanGate was a man whose lineage and ambitions were as deep as the oceans he sought to explore. Stockton Rush, a man driven by ambition and a thirst for exploration, has a background steeped in history and a relentless drive to push the boundaries of human discovery. Born into a lineage of remarkable individuals, Rush's ancestors include Richard Stockton and Benjamin Rush, both signatories of the Declaration of Independence. From an early age, Rush carried the weight of this legacy, a heritage that fueled his desire to leave an indelible mark on the world. Initially aspiring to become a fighter pilot, Rush's dreams of soaring through the skies were hindered by imperfect eyesight. Undeterred, he redirected his passion for exploration towards the vast expanse of space. He yearned to be more than just a tourist in the stars. He wanted to be Captain Kirk, exploring uncharted territories like a modern-day pioneer. In 2004, Rush witnessed a pivotal moment in the history of space travel, as the first privately funded aircraft brushed against the edge of space. Richard Branson, the iconic entrepreneur, stood on the wing and proclaimed the arrival of a new era of space tourism. But instead of being enthralled by this prospect, Rush's interest abruptly waned. He yearned for more than just being a tourist. He craved the role of an explorer, a discoverer of the unknown. Rush's insatiable curiosity and love for the underwater world led him to the depths of the ocean. With a background in scuba diving and an affinity for underwater exploration, he ventured into the realm of submersibles. In his mid-40s, Rush began tinkering with a kit for a single-person mini-submersible, piloting it in the shallow waters near his home in Seattle. These early experiences ignited a flame within him, compelling him to dive deeper and explore further. He built his fortune by investing in tech companies and decided to venture into the submersible industry. Rush believed that there was an unmet business opportunity in private ocean exploration, which he thought was hindered by the submersible's unwarranted reputation as dangerous vehicles and rigid government regulations. OceanGate's business model involved renting its submersibles to researchers and transporting tourists, who the company referred to as citizen scientists, for underwater excursions. The company's first tourist excursion was conducted in 2010, transporting groups to Catalina Island off the coast of California. To enhance the tourist experience, OceanGate began bringing expert guides aboard the dives. Experts had warned about its flaws, but their concerns were ignored. OceanGate's ambitions culminated in the creation of the Titan submersible, a vessel that would become a symbol of both triumph and tragedy. In 2021, OceanGate began taking paying tourists in the Titan submersible to visit the wreck of the Titanic. The Titan submersible was a significant achievement for OceanGate. It was designed to dive deep into the ocean and was used for various purposes, including research and tourism. One of the notable missions of the Titan was to create a detailed 3D model of the Titanic wreck and retrieve artifacts from the site under strict guidelines and permissions. 2 months before the tragic event, OceanGate Expeditions released a promotional video boasting about the very safe Titan submersible. The video, posted on OceanGate's YouTube channel, advertised the $25,000, a ticket trip, as extremely safe. OceanGate Expeditions offers the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a specially trained crew member safely diving to the Titanic wreckage site, the speaker is heard saying in a voiceover. The video featured OceanGate workers, past passengers, Stockton Rush, Paul Henry Nargeolet, and NASA astronaut Scott Parazynski, who praised the submersible's engineering and safety. With the Titan making waves in the world of deep-sea exploration, no one could have foreseen the dark turn that lay ahead. However, in the aftermath of the tragedy, past passengers who had been on the 12,000-foot dive aboard the Titan shared concerns they had with OceanGate's safety measures. Additionally, in 2018, 38 members of the Marine Technology Society's Manned Underwater Vehicles Committee had written to Stockton Rush expressing concerns about the way Titan had been developed. However, on June 18, 2023, a tragic event occurred when the Titan imploded during a voyage to the Titanic wreck site, resulting in the loss of all 5 occupants on board, including Stockton Rush. An international search and rescue operation was launched, and the wreckage was found on the seabed about 500 meters from the Titanic wreck site. Following this incident, OceanGate closed its Everett office indefinitely and suspended all exploration and commercial operations. As we grapple with the tragedy of the Titan, it's impossible not to draw parallels with another maritime tragedy that has captivated the world for over a century. Let's anchor for a moment at the early 20th century, where a colossal ship named the RMS Titanic embarked on a journey that would be etched in history forever. The Titanic was a British-registered ship, part of the White Star Line, which was owned by a U.S. company. The ship was built in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and was the largest and most luxurious passenger ship of its time. Launched on May 31, 1911, the Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City on April 10, 1912, carrying 2,240 passengers and crew. However, the Titanic's voyage was destined for calamity. On April 15, 1912, after striking an iceberg in the North Atlantic, the Titanic sank, taking with it over 1,500 lives. This disaster shook the world and remains one of the deadliest maritime tragedies in modern history. The sinking of the Titanic was a catalyst for change in maritime safety regulations. It led to the establishment of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, which is considered one of the most important international agreements for the safety of merchant ships. Now let's dive into the depths of the ocean where the Titanic rests and make a connection with the Titan submersible. The Titan submersible, a modern marvel of engineering, was designed for deep-sea exploration. Just like the Titanic, the Titan was a symbol of human achievement. The Titanic's wreck site, lying at a depth of about 12,000 feet, is a place that the Titan submersible had the capability to explore. The Titan could have been instrumental in studying the Titanic's wreck, creating detailed 3D models, and retrieving artifacts for research and preservation. With the stage set and history as the backdrop, the Titan embarked on what would become its final voyage. Fast forward to June 18, 2023, a day that will be etched in maritime history. The Titan submersible, operated by OceanGate, embarked on an ambitious expedition to the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean. The mission was clear: to visit the final resting place of the RMS Titanic. The Titan submersible was deployed from MV Polar Prince, which had departed from St. John S, Newfoundland on June 16, 2023, and arrived at the dive site on June 17, 2023. The Titan began its descent on the morning of June 18, 2023. On board the submersible were 5 individuals: Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate; Paul Henry Nargeolet, a French deep-sea explorer and Titanic expert; Hamish Harding, a British billionaire businessman; Shahzada Dawood, a Pakistani-British billionaire businessman; and Dawood's son, Suleiman. Paul Henry, a man consumed by an unwavering obsession with the Titanic, found himself entangled in a remarkable opportunity. His deep connection to the ship, often compared to Ulysses's sirens, made him an ideal guide for OceanGate's ambitious submersible project. With his wealth of knowledge and experience, Paul Henry embarked on a new chapter in his lifelong pursuit of the Titanic's secrets. As the Titan descended into the depths, the crew was in high spirits, eagerly anticipating the wonders they would encounter. However, tragedy struck about 1 hour and 45 minutes into the dive. Communication with the Titan was lost, and it failed to resurface at the scheduled time. As hope hung by a thread, a monumental effort was launched to find the Titan and its crew. News of the disappearance spread like wildfire, igniting a media frenzy focused on the race against time. The world anxiously watched as the countdown began, aware that the submersible's oxygen supply was dwindling. Every passing hour intensified the urgency to locate and rescue the stranded occupants. The authorities were alerted. The search and rescue operation was conducted by an international team led by the United States Coast Guard, U.S. Navy, and Canadian Coast Guard. Support was provided by aircraft from the Royal Canadian Air Force and United States Air National Guard, a Royal Canadian Navy ship, as well as several commercial and research vessels and remotely operated underwater vehicles, ROVs. After 4 days of searching, a remotely operated underwater vehicle, ROV, discovered a debris field containing parts of the Titan about 500 meters from the bow of the Titanic. The United States Navy's sonar had detected an acoustic signature consistent with an implosion around the time communications with the submersible ceased. It was concluded that the pressure hull of the Titan had imploded during its descent, resulting in the instantaneous deaths of all 5 occupants. This event was a stark reminder of the perils of the deep sea and the risks involved in ocean exploration. The Titan submersible's implosion near the wreck of the Titanic created a poignant connection between 2 maritime tragedies separated by over a century. The loss of the Titan submersible was not just a maritime disaster, it was a personal tragedy for the families of the crew members. Their families were devastated by the loss. Hamish Harding had posted on social media about his pride in being part of the mission just a day before the tragedy. The loss was felt deeply within the maritime and ocean exploration communities. As we delve into the depths of the investigation, it is crucial to understand the magnitude of the events that unfolded when the Titan submersible imploded. The U.S. Coast Guard led the investigation into the implosion of the Titan submersible, which was operated by OceanGate. The investigation was conducted at the highest level by the Marine Board of Investigation, which is tasked with analyzing and testing evidence, including pieces of debris recovered from the ocean floor. The submersible was constructed from carbon fiber and titanium and was designed to withstand the pressures of deep-sea exploration. However, it was revealed that the hull of the Titan, originally designed to reach 4,000 meters below sea level, had been downgraded to a depth rating of 3,000 meters after demonstrating signs of cyclic fatigue. Furthermore, OceanGate had not sought certification for Titan, arguing that excessive safety protocols hindered innovation. The experts pleaded with OceanGate to abandon their lofty aspirations and prioritize the laws of physics. They understood the immense pressure and strain that the deep-sea environment places on vessels. Cutting corners, taking shortcuts, and disregarding the principles that govern the underwater world was a recipe for disaster. The importance of adhering to the laws of physics cannot be overstated. In the depths of the ocean, where immense pressure can crush even the sturdiest of structures, there is no room for compromise. It is a realm governed by forces beyond our control, forces that demand the utmost respect and understanding. Yet despite these warnings and pleas for caution, OceanGate forged ahead with their submersible plan. Their confidence seemingly outweighed the concerns raised by experts who knew the dangers all too well. The consequences of their actions would be severe, but in their pursuit of adventure, they had turned a blind eye to the inherent risks. The hull of the Titan was constructed from carbon fiber that was sourced at a discount from Boeing because it was too old for use in the company's airplanes. However, Boeing stated they have no records of any sale to OceanGate. The pressure vessel of the Titan consisted of 2 titanium hemispheres with matching titanium interface rings bonded to a carbon fiber wound cylinder. One of the titanium hemispherical end caps was fitted with an acrylic window. In 2020, the hull was repaired or rebuilt after it was downgraded due to signs of cyclic fatigue. The investigation focused on understanding the factors that led to the catastrophic loss of the Titan and ensuring that a similar tragedy does not occur again. The Marine Board of Investigation analyzed and tested evidence, including pieces of debris, at a port in the U.S. The board planned to share the evidence at a future public hearing. As we turn our gaze to the storm that surrounded OceanGate in the aftermath of the tragedy, it is important to understand the gravity of the situation and the multitude of questions that arose. OceanGate, a company that had been a pioneer in underwater tourism and expeditions, found itself in the eye of a storm. The implosion of the Titan submersible was not just a loss of equipment. It was a tragedy that claimed the lives of 5 individuals. The criticism that OceanGate faced was immense and multifaceted. One of the most significant areas of concern was the safety and integrity of the Titan submersible. It was revealed that OceanGate had not sought proper certification for Titan. The company's executives, including Stockton Rush, had argued that excessive safety protocols could hinder innovation. This stance was heavily criticized as it was perceived as a blatant disregard for the safety and well-being of the crew members. The media played a significant role in bringing the incident to the forefront of public attention. News outlets around the world covered the tragedy extensively, and the public reaction was one of shock and grief. There was an outpouring of condolences for the families of the victims, but there was also a growing demand for accountability. As the debris of the Titan was recovered, the U.S. Coast Guard indicated that human remains were likely among the wreckage. This added another layer of gravity to the tragedy and further fueled the public's demand for answers. OceanGate, now facing a crisis, had to respond. The company's future hung in the balance, and its reputation was severely tarnished. The maritime exploration community, which had once viewed OceanGate as a pioneer, now questioned the company's practices and commitment to safety. The families of the victims, the public, and the maritime community sought answers. There was a call for a thorough and transparent investigation into the causes of the implosion. The design, materials, safety protocols, and decisions made by OceanGate executives were all under scrutiny. One cannot help but draw parallels between the implosion of the Titan submersible and the sinking of the Titanic. Both events were tragedies that occurred in the North Atlantic and involved cutting-edge technology of their times. Both events also serve as a reminder of the power of the ocean and the importance of safety measures. While ambition is admirable, the importance of safety and thorough engineering cannot be overstated. Every engineering device has an operational lifetime, and understanding its limits and adhering to proper protocols is paramount. Safety measures, quality control, and comprehensive inspections are vital to mitigating risks and preventing catastrophic failures. However, there is one important question that remains unanswered. Was the Titan submersible a victim of human hubris, much like the Titanic? Or was it a casualty of unforeseen circumstances? Was the tragedy of the Titan submersible a result of ignoring expert warnings, or was it an unfortunate accident that could not have been predicted? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And like always with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.